found guilty on all counts in the New York hush money trial. Trump, who was seeking another term, becomes the first former U.S. president convicted of a crime. I'm Tyrone Bowman. This is Tyrone Bowman Tonight. According to the Washington Post, a New York jury has found Donald Trump guilty of 34 counts of falsifying business records to conceal a hush money payment to an adult film actress, delivering a historic verdict that could shape the November election and makes Trump the first former U.S. president convicted of a crime. The presumptive GOP presidential nominee delivered nearly daily tirades outside the courtroom excoriating the justice system and declaring that he had not committed a crime. The jury, whose names have been shielded from public view, spent a little more than a day weighing the felony counts against Trump before returning the judgment saying otherwise. Trump faces a maximum sentence of 1.5 to 4 years in prison. Given his age and his lack of a prior criminal record, he could serve a shorter sentence or no term of incarceration at all. New York Supreme Court Justice Juan Merchan scheduled Trump's sentencing for July 11. While awaiting his sentence, Trump will continue to campaign to reclaim the White House after being deemed a felon in the city where he first rose to prominence. Trump, who has been charged in 3 other cases, is expected to appeal the New York verdict. Neither the conviction nor any sentence prevents him from serving as president. But the conviction is nevertheless an extraordinary loss for Trump, one that will reverberate through politics and the upcoming presidential election. It is also a major victory for the Manhattan prosecutors who brought a local case with immense national implications, even after their federal counterparts declined to seek an indictment against Trump in the matter years earlier. Trump left the courtroom with the grips following the verdict. His face flushed, Merchant said he is allowed to remain free without bail. Outside the courtroom, Trump declared himself innocent and assailed the case, referencing the upcoming presidential election. The real verdict is going to be November 5th by the people, Trump said. They know what happened here. The trial, which began in mid-April, hinged on a $130,000 payment to Stormy Daniels, an adult film actress who alleged a sexual encounter with Trump in a Lake Tahoe hotel room in 2006. Trump denies they had sex. Michael Cohen, Trump's one-time attorney and fixer, paid Daniels on the eve of the 2016 presidential election to keep her from publicly sharing her claims of a tryst. Cohen was then given monthly reimbursement payments from Trump that were records as legal fees in documents maintained by Trump's company. Prosecutors say that classifying the payments as legal fees was criminal. Prosecutors accused Trump of overseeing a long-running conspiracy to influence the 2016 election. The government's complex theory of the case was built on a series of interlocking alleged criminal violations, and jurors were given a convoluted set of instructions as a result. The jury was tasked with deciding whether Trump was guilty of each specific count of falsifying business records and whether he did so in an effort to unlawfully impact an election. Prosecutors offered 3 types of underlying crimes that could raise the unlawful election meddling allegation. Jurors did not have to be unanimous about which of these they felt was at play. Defense attorneys argued that monthly $35,000 payments made to Cohen in 2017 were in fact compensation for legal services and that classification of the business records was correct. The defense team also took blistering aim at Cohen, the prosecution's key witness, who has pleaded guilty to multiple crimes, including lying to Congress. You cannot convict President Trump of any crime beyond a reasonable doubt. On the words of Michael Cohen, Blanche told jurors. Cohen told jurors he was acting at Trump's direction in arranging the Daniels payment. He was the only witness to testify that his ex-boss was directly involved. Defense attorneys subjected Cohen to brutal cross-examination, accusing him of lying on the stand and painting him as singularly focused on seeing Trump punished. Concerns about Cohen's credibility were part of the reason federal prosecutors declined to pursue charges against Trump in connection with the hush money payment years earlier, according to people familiar with the decision. who have spoken to the Washington Post on the condition of anonymity to reveal internal discussions. During the state level trial in a Manhattan courtroom, testimony frequently veered into sordid territory, with jurors getting an expansive education about tabloid practices and learning how famous, powerful people work to keep scandalous stories and allegations hidden. Daniels testified in graphic detail about what she said happened between her and Trump in 2006. When they met at a celebrity golf tournament, she described what sounded at times like a non consensual sexual encounter with Trump, leading his attorneys to unsuccessfully call for a mistrial. Trump ultimately did not take the stand, an unlikely scenario, but one he publicly insisted was on the table throughout the proceedings. Instead, Trump frequently pilloried the case on his way in and out of court, often cascading Merchant and Manhattan District Attorney Alvin Bragg, a Democrat, whose office brought the case. Merchant had issued a gag order prohibiting Trump from commenting on witnesses or jurors in the case. He ruled that Trump violated the gag order 10 different times and twice found him in contempt of court, warning that jail time could follow if that continued. Inside the courtroom, Trump could be a passive figure, frequently closing his eyes while witnesses testified, leading to speculation that he had dozed off, something Trump denies. Other times, Trump glowered or appeared angrily, including when Daniels testified, leading Merchant to tell Trump's lawyer the former president was cursing audibly and needed to stop. In the trial's final stretch, Trump was accompanied to the Manhattan criminal courthouse by a rotating entourage of political allies and supporters who sat behind him in the courtroom and appeared before cameras in the nearby park to denounce and question the trial. This is a developing story, and as it is updated, I will brief you on what's happening. For now, I'm Tyrone Bowman. Never surrender, never quit.